there was one unclear area was who would make final decisions. Bill Garrison, from the Department of Ed, he said, well, in his family, his mother makes the small or minor decisions, and his father makes the big or the major decisions. And I kind of thought, no way, we're on the crest of the first wave of feminism here. Surprisingly, Sharon said, wonderful idea, Bill. I'll make the little or minor decisions, and when a major decision comes up, Bruce can make the big decisions. More surprisingly, this system has actually worked for over 40 years. Most surprisingly, 40 years without one major decision. For many of our generation, civil rights was the foremost social movement. The TRIO programs follow right upon the Martin Luther King I Have a Dream speech of '63, the Civil Rights Act of '64, the Economic Opportunity and Higher Education Acts of '64 and '65, which authorized the TRIO programs. The opportunity to work advancing educational civil rights in a direct and practical manner was exhilarating, especially for a couple of rebels within the rules. We believed in the ideals and goals. We liked the people drawn to this work, and we liked the students. We grew up professionally with the TRIO movement. When we started, Minnesota had two programs, the Bemidji State's Upward Bound and the University of Minnesota's Upward Bound. Served a total of 125 students a year. Now in Minnesota, the 69 TRIO programs serving more than 15,000 Minnesotans a year. Nationally, the University Upward Bound program was one of the first 47 programs in the country. Now there are 2,900 programs serving over 800,000 students a year. We were hopelessly optimistic. It was the times in our natures kind of interacted. We figured we'd take care of these problems and work ourselves out a job happily. In the 1960s, fewer than 20% of the students that we worked with in Minneapolis schools were actually eligible for the TRIO program. Now more than 80% of the students are eligible. The work is never finished. I remember asking Mitch, when will this be finished? He put his head on my head and said, Bruce, the work is never over. Here hasn't been there since.
We made a decision to never end up very distant from our students. The students really get into your heart. Watching 9th grade Upward Bound students grow into college freshmen. Seeing TRIO students, Port Services students starting as new college freshmen. Watching McNair scholars attend graduate school and attain doctoral degrees and become faculty. Then there is really the fun of working with and mentoring staff rookies until they're old hands. Another question we're asked really often, what do you do or do best? We fight. Not with each other, very much. TRIO has been under siege from Nixon and pounding TRIO funds in the early 70s through today, with Obama's fascination with new ideas over proven programs. Every reauthorization and annual appropriation is a battle, and we've had our hands in many of those. Another question people ask, what have we learned in all of these decades? Everything you need to know about education, you can learn at Upward Bound. There are no permanent friends or enemies, just changing configurations of self-interest. There are no final victories. You fight to be at the table. Show up and be counted, or you'll be discounted. Everyone is organized except the poor. Institutions are brick and cement and change glacially. Build your ark before the rain starts. Keep close to students, otherwise you fight your generation's battles, not theirs. If students don't move you, you have a hole in your soul. It takes a village. Believe in the students until they can believe in themselves. It's all about relationships. Keep your sense of humor. Enjoy the journey.
The last question, how do you know it's time to retire? If you want continuity, it's hard. It takes years to put together a talented and committed team. The right mix of idealists and pragmatists, teachers, advisors, tough lovers, and mama bears. And the window only stays open so long. A few years ago over coffee, David asked us, well, when are we going to retire? And we said, it's not easy to find the time. There's always so much on the plate. And David said there's never a good time. You have to trust the creativity and commitment of those who follow. So the trio teams are strong and the leadership is ready.
The kids are all right. The programs are in good hands. Thank you, everybody, for being here.